A man in jail discovers something strange when the floor swells up without warning, and he's scared out of his wits. Thinking some unknown monster has broken in, scared out of his wits, Nick tried to hide, but there was no escape from the prison. Then a furry creature poked out of the ground. Was it the landlord? It was only when the man turned his head that he realized it was a gray-haired old man. Looked at the frightened Nick. Old man hurriedly introduced himself that he is also a prisoner of this prison, has been detained for 12 years and even spent 8 years digging tunnel. Unexpectedly, after digging for so many years, he made a mistake in the direction of escape and accidentally dug into Nick's cell. Then the old man asked to stand on Nick's shoulders because his cell had no windows and he hadn't seen the sun for 12 years, and he was satisfied just to feel the sunshine. He had been alone for years, but now he finally had a companion. The old man then invited Nick to visit his own cell, and as soon as he stepped inside, Nick was shocked by what he saw compared to the old man's cell, which was like an outhouse. It was spacious and had all kinds of simple furniture and a few books for pleasure. But the old man was only thinking of escaping from the prison, and he swore that if he kept digging in the opposite direction, he would be able to escape in less than 10 years. Besides, now that the two of them were working side by side, it would be twice as fast. Nick laughed helplessly at this. He was not in the mood for unknown destinies. The old man made a promise that as long as Nick helped him dig the tunnel, he would teach Nick everything he had learned in his life, and guaranteed that he would be able to use it when he got out. After the old man's constant brainwashing, Nick thought it would be a good idea to stay idle, so he gladly agreed to do so. But just as they were about to start digging, the sound of guards' footsteps came from outside. Fearful of this, Nick went back to his cell as quickly as he could, because this prison will open the door twice a day, once for recycling the garbage cans and the second time when the dinner is delivered. As long as the two men stay in their respective rooms during these 2 hours, the guards will not have any suspicion. The rest of the time was uneventful. They could use this time to dig as much as they wanted, and they did it. The old man would cut off a strand of his hair before digging each tunnel, then use a flint to light the hair, and then light a homemade candle to start digging with the faint light of the fire as the two of them dug into the cramped tunnels. In his spare time, the old man would teach Nick everything he knew about economics, philosophy, science, and math, without reservation, and Nick learned it all the hard way. Occasionally, the two of them would catch a rat or two to improve their diet. One day Nick happened to learn that the old man knew martial arts, so he begged him to teach him martial arts in order to one day escape and find the traitor who had put him in prison to take revenge. The old man agreed and taught Nick an hour every day. Nick was very competitive, and before long, he had learned the old man's skills, and now even the old man was no match for him. 3 years later, while digging, the old man was overjoyed to find the roots of a plant in the earth, which meant that the ground was no longer far away, and that he might be able to break out of the prison in a few more months.